Test. All right, everybody, we're ready to start. If you're out in the hall, come on in. All right, I want to thank everybody for being here. This is a pretty awesome site and a pretty cool day for us here in the department in the city. We are celebrating, I believe, over 20 people that are being added to the roster here, or new positions, promotions, things along those lines. So it's really probably the most exciting time I've had since I've been here yet. Do want to recognize real quick that in the audience here we have our city administrator, Kathy Stepp. And representing the board, Mayor Milton. Mayor, would you please stand up? About 20 months ago, we embarked on trying to make things better in the police department, and the mayor and the board and Kathy had a lot to do with that. So I'm very thankful for them, and that's part of the reason that we're here celebrating today. We are going to start with an opening of the Pledge of Allegiance by Officer Daryl Donathan, and then we're going to have our pastor, or our chaplain for the department, Pastor Tom Wilcox, give us our invocation.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You all may be seated. And I'm going to invite you to attend to just a couple of words of wisdom from God's word that apply to all of our officers, but should apply to all of us as well. From Romans 12, don't just pretend to love others, really love them. Hate what is wrong. Hold tightly to what is good. Love each other with genuine affection and take delight in honoring or lifting each other up. From Colossians 3, work willingly at whatever you do as if you were working for the Lord rather than for people. And from Psalm 82, give justice to the poor and the orphan. Uphold the rights of the oppressed and the destitute. Rescue the poor and helpless. Deliver them from the grasp of evil people. Would you all join me in prayer? Mighty God, you wield all power over this world and all of us in it. And though many people need your loving care, we ask you now to grant our local police department and all of its members, civilian and officers, your attention today and every day. These brave women and men keep our homes, our children, our businesses, our communities safe. You are the Lord whose great power and wisdom embrace us all. Please watch over these officers, guide them from danger. Please disarm any weapon used against them, earthly or spiritual, and please protect them on the road. In Jesus Christ's name, amen.
Thank you. Before we get started, can I have every Branson Police Department employee that's currently employed by us stand up? Okay. Now, everybody that is related to a current Branson Police Department employee, stand up. New guys and girl, this is our family. This is what you have to look forward to throughout your career here. We are a family, and we're one heck of a team. We're very formidable because of everybody that's here, those that can't be with us, and the support we have. So I want you to remember that, all right? You guys can be seated. All right, so Those of you that were here for the last one know that I did a little bit of a bio on everybody and kind of introduced them and everything. If we do that for everybody today, we would be here way too long. It'd be like a board meeting. And so we don't want to do that. So I got a bio from everybody. I kind of studied everything, and I kind of boiled everything down into some bullet points. So what we're going to do first is we're going to honor the people in our civilian positions. And we have brand new people. We have some people that have switched around to different responsibilities and so forth. So we're going to honor them and the people that are here with them today. So we are going to start with Brianne Benton, who is a dispatcher. Come on up. And do you want to bring anybody with you, or are you just going to come up and, all right. Brianne was born in the Branson area. She started with our dispatch in 2020. A family emergency took her away to Alabama, I believe, and she had to go there for about a year, but her heart was always in Branson. She wanted to come back, and she did, and she is back with us in dispatch, and we're thankful to have her back. And you have how many children? Three. So three kids. Raise your hands. All right, there we go. All right, cool. Well, welcome back, and thank you for being here. And Brian, is your husband here? Yep, okay. So you that are related, you're getting a little gift from me because I know I'm going to take your spouse or your loved one away from you at times where you don't want them to leave. So when you're mad at me, very upset about it, have a cup of Joe, coffee, whatever, hot chocolate, apple cider, and just hopefully that tones it down just a bit. So I know it can't make up for it. Nicole Robinson, dispatcher. Come on down. Nicole joins us from California, so maybe it is like a board meeting. She is continuing her criminal justice studies, and she has joined us, our dispatch team, and you have with you your mother and father? Yes. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Where's Mom? Okay, Mom, I've got something for you here. Can we pass this back to Mom there, folks? You might get it dripped on. I apologize for taking her away from some family dinners and such. So, thank you. Welcome aboard. Julie Lowry. Julie comes to us. She came to us via the Air Force, where she was a precision measurement technician. So she is very accurate at what she does. It was kind of important to, I don't know, send spaceships up and airplanes and things like that. So she is in records now as a records clerk, and we are very happy to have her. And she's doing from all reports that I'm getting, doing a great job in there and very meticulous with those reports and everything and making sure we do well. So thank you for being here. Do you have your husband with you? All right. I am going to give you this to hand off to him. So thank you for joining us. David Miller? Well, the reason we had to bring Julie up as a records clerk is because we had a vacancy as a records clerk when Dave here moved from records clerk to our police service assistant. And basically he got, I think, kind of tired of being in the office all the time and wanted to be out and about. And he says he really wanted to be able to take some of those cold reports that were coming across his desk. And so he's out there taking reports, helping the officers, helping animal control, code enforcement, you name it, kind of a jack of all trades, kind of filling those gaps for us so that we can free up the officers and others to do more different things as well. So he comes to us. You grew up in the St. Louis area. Previously was our records clerk, a big-time car guy. That's how we actually met, is he did a lot of volunteer work for our K-9 unit to help raise money through his car club and things along those lines. And he decided he liked us so much he should come work for us. So we brought him on. His mom and dad, his mom he just lost earlier this year. She is in a much better place now, but he is very loved his parents. His dad was going to be here, but is not feeling so well today, so didn't join us today. So welcome as a PSA. Yeah. Brooke Palmquist. Brooke comes to us also via other states. I believe she's from Utah originally, moved to California for some reason, found the error of her ways and decided to come here to God and country. And she has her education is in forensics, so she likes to poke around at bodies and things along those lines, and bugs, you name it. So she actually worked across the street until we had an opening here for the PSA, another PSA position, and she decided to come over and start putting her degree to work. So part of what the PSAs do is they get to do evidence technician stuff as well, or crime scene processing. So we're putting her skills to work there, and she's looking forward to working with us. And you have your husband here with you. There he is right there. So thank you for being here. And same thing, I'm going to send her up with a little token of my appreciation. I know you can't have coffee, but they do have great cocoa and cider. So. Marcia. Marcia is extremely special to me. She is the glue that's going to basically hold the police department together. Because if you guys know, my wife will tell you, I'm a mess. I'm an absolute mess. And so keeping everything running, she is our Radar O'Reilly, for those of you that are old enough to know the reference. Let's see, you grew up in Willow Springs, Missouri, little town. And she worked for us for 14 years in the Parks Department. And then decided that she wanted the excitement of the police department, I'm sure, and the challenges that came with it, most likely me. And she has been married to her husband, Mike, for 32 years, so even has me beat. So, Mike, thank you for sharing her with us. I know that we've already taken her from you way more than we should, and this is never going to make up for it. So I apologize. She does have 2 kids in college. Should be very proud, both Mizzou and Missouri S&T, which is like Brainiac stuff. So, yeah. Thank you. Chris Gibson. Chris, as you might be able to tell, he looks rather fit. He looks more like a cop than a civilian, right? Well, that's because he just retired after 29 years in the St. Louis area policing. His most recent stint was as a training and recruitment guy, so we stole him away and brought him here to Branson to lead our charge for training and recruitment. Obviously, we had a lot of recruitment that he was a part of, and we are, with the people that we're adding, we're looking to go to our 10-hour shift model for next year, which is going to give us our regular in-service training. He's going to be the one tasked with all the lesson plans and scheduling everything next year and making it happen. So we're really happy to have him. Let's see, after being in the St. Louis area, you have your wife, Julie, 4 kids. So I think he did get a girl, so he's a little bitter. And he says he came to Branson for the quality of life, the culture here, be part of this PD, and loves the lake. So that's what brought him here. So thank you for joining us. We're happy to have you. John Pate. There he is. John is another one that grew up in Southern California and escaped. And he has done a little bit of everything for the police department, to include being a parking enforcement officer, a police officer, and has been in dispatch for how long now? Almost too long. I believe that's his way of saying I'm ready for retirement. So, so he and his wife, Jenny, right? Yep. And they have 2 boys, 4 grandchildren, and a former foster child that still you get to see a lot. and is just absolutely adorable. John is the consummate professional. I was really happy. The reason he's up here is we were able to promote him to dispatch supervisor. So now we have another supervisor in dispatch to help Harold out a bit. And so if it's going cruddy at night, chances are it's John and his team that are taking care of you. He's been stepping it up, helping get those dispatchers trained up and everything, and we're very happy to have him. Thank you. Would you take that to your lovely wife? And I'm sorry, I know we steal him way too much as well. Okay, so now we're moving on to the police officers, and this is going to include some badge pinning and swearing in. I think what we'll do is we'll introduce all the police officers and the people that are going to pin them. We'll come up, we'll we got to have a couple of readings. I forgot the program. So first we're going to invite Eric Waymeyer. Where's Acting Lieutenant Waymeyer? He's going to give you a talk on the Law Enforcement Code of Ethics, and then we'll have Dale Burnett come up and tell us the meaning of the badge before we get to the introductions.
Thanks, Chief. All right, how you doing? I want to start off by reading a newspaper column that was read to me at the beginning of my career in law enforcement. Sorry. Paul Harvey wrote and broadcasted this column in the 1970s in one of his episodes of The Rest of the Story, if anybody's familiar with Paul Harvey. For those that are too young to know, he was a radio broadcaster for ABC radio networks. He read the policeman column talking on radio several years ago. It is known as one of his best columns. Mr. Harvey's father inspired the column. He was a police officer who was shot and killed while doing what police officers do every day. Please note that every he mentioned in today's society means he or she. Here is the text from Paul Harvey's narrative. Policeman. A policeman is a composite of what all men are, mingling of saint and sinner, dust and deity. Gullied statistics wave the fan over the stinkers and underscore of instances of dishonesty and brutality because they are new. They mean that they are exceptional, unusual, and not commonplace. Buried under the frost is that less than 0.5% of policemen misfit the uniform. That's better average than you would find among clergy. What a policeman is made of, he of all men is once the most needed and the unwanted. He is a strangely nameless creature who is sir to his face and pig to his back. He must be such a diplomat that he can settle individual differences so that each will think they have won. But if a policeman is neat, he is conceited. If he is careless, he is a bum. If he is pleasant, he is flirting. If not, he is a grouch. He must make an instant decision that will require lawyers months to come to. But if he hurries, he's careless. If he's deliberate, he's lazy. He must be the first to an accident and infallible with his diagnosis. He must be able to start breathing, stop bleeding, tie splints, and above all, be sure the victim goes home without a limp or expect to be sued. A police officer must know every gun, draw on the run, and hit where it doesn't hurt. He must be able to whip two men twice his size, half his age, without damaging his uniform or being brutal. If you hit him, he's a coward. If he hits you, he's a bully. A policeman must know everything and not tell. He must know where all the sin is and not partake. A policeman must, from a single strand of hair, be able to describe the crime, the weapon, and the criminal, and tell you where the criminal is hiding. But if he catches the criminal, he's lucky. If he doesn't, he's a dunce. If he gets promoted, he has political pull. If he doesn't, he's a dullard. A policeman must chase a bum lead to the dead end and stake out 10 nights to tag one witness who saw what happened but refused to remember. A policeman must be a minister, a social worker, a diplomat, a tough guy, and a gentleman or woman. And of course, they would have to be a genius, or they will have to feed their family on a policeman's salary. To finish this off, Chief Schmidt asked me to read you the International Association of Chief Police Code of Ethics. Wow, that's a lot in one mouthful, isn't it? If the Code of Ethics is followed, it will provide you with a strong foundation in your career choice of law enforcement. Ethical and moral decisions are a big part of the job as the police officer has. As an officer, you will likely face decisions of this nature repeatedly throughout your career. In most cases, the officer's decisions will either make or break you as an officer, and your decisions will either strengthen or weaken your ethical values. The IACP adopted the Law Enforcement Code of Ethics at the 64th Annual Conference in October of 1957. Here's the Code of Ethics as it follows. As a law enforcement officer, my fundamental duty is to serve the community, to safeguard lives and property, to protect the innocent against deception, the weak against oppression or intimidation, and the peaceful against violence or disorder, to respect the constitutional rights of all to liberty, equality, and justice. I will keep my private life unsullied as an example to all and will behave in a manner that does not discredit me or my agency. I will maintain courageous calm in the face of danger, scorn, or ridicule, develop self-restraint, and be constantly mindful of the welfare of others. Honesty in thought and in deed in my personal life and official life. I will be exemplary in obeying the department's laws and regulations. Whatever I see or hear of a confidential nature that is confidential will be kept to me in my official capacity will be kept a secret unless revelation is necessary for the performance of my duty. I will never act officiously or permit personal feelings, prejudice, or political beliefs, aspirations, animosities, or friendships to influence my decisions. With no compromise for crime and with relentless prosecution of criminals. I will enforce the law courteously and appropriately without fear or favor, malice, or ill will. I will never employ unnecessary force or violence and never accept gratuities. I recognize that the badge of my office as a symbol of my public faith, and I accept it as public trust to be held as long as I am true to the ethics of the police service. I will never engage in corruption or bribery, nor condone such acts by other police officers. I will cooperate with all legally authorized agencies and their representatives to pursue that justice. I know that I alone am responsible for my standard of professional performance and will take every responsible opportunity to enhance and improve my knowledge and competence. I will constantly strive to achieve these objectives and ideas, dedicating myself before God to my chosen profession of law enforcement. I would also like to thank all of you that are joining us for choosing this career path and joining the law enforcement family here at the Branson Police Department.
Thank you, Eric. And he did that all without his bifocal, so I'm very proud of him. So. All right, Dale, would you like to come up? Lieutenant Burnett is going to give us a talk on the badge and the meaning of the badge. And you guys are going to learn that this badge means a lot to us, and it's a whole lot more than just a piece of metal.
Thank you, Chief. Sorry, I need just a second to get situated. I've been tasked with speaking to our commission staff, primarily our new officers, today about some of the history and meaning of the badge. I'll try to be brief, but the badge, and more importantly, the deep underlying meaning of wearing one, is something I'm passionate about, and if you know me and I'm passionate about it, I talk too much. I'll ask your forgiveness in advance. No one knows for sure, but the precursors to modern police badges are believed to date back to medieval times as part of a knight's coat of arms to represent their allegiances and loyalty. A medieval knight often swore an oath to protect the weak, the defenseless, the helpless, and fight for the general welfare of all. Theories on the origin of today's police badge vary, but many historians believe the first use of a police badge in the modern sense was during the Pelian era in London. In the more than 150 years since, the badge has become the most recognizable icon of peace officers. It identifies us, our agencies, and the communities that consent to grant us our authority to serve. It is a shield that symbolizes our commitment to protecting our communities from those bad actors who would do them harm. It evokes our personal responsibility to shield the public through our professional, aggressive police action and, in moments of dire need, with our own bodies. You may not feel it yet, but you will likely soon find that the badge, which is just a little piece of brass, will become the most powerful and deeply personal symbol of your own professional identity as a protector, a comforter, a warrior, a counselor, a friend, an investigator, and a voice of hope, an American police officer. To our community, it identifies you as someone whose character has been weighed, has been measured, and has not been found wanting. The badge designates you as what Fred Rogers famously called one of the helpers. Today, you will swear out an oath. You will swear out your commitment to protect this community, uphold our Constitution, and protect your own integrity. Your oath is your commitment to service above self always. You will put on the badge and you will become one of us. You should know, though, that we are jealous of that badge. We will not permit it to be soiled or tarnished. That badge is the symbol of our collective character and our personal honor. Should the need arise, we will take it back. There's a narrative that police misconduct is a systemic issue. Those of us who are capable of abstract thought know that this is flatly false. Police misconduct is extremely rare, an aberration, though it remains intolerable. Every convicted criminal who at one point wore a badge was apprehended by honorable police officers, and only the dishonest overlooked that fact. While you have successfully met all of the requirements for putting on our badge and joining our ranks, you've not yet earned it. It is not something you earn once and then you're finished. It's earned through perpetual struggle, steadfast commitment, unshakable courage, and sincere compassion. It's earned on a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month, and year-to-year basis. Theodore Roosevelt, who, if you didn't know, was a New York City police commissioner years prior to his presidency, once said, "Nothing worth having was ever achieved without effort." You will not earn your badge without effort. I've not yet fully earned mine. Your new brothers and sisters have not yet fully earned theirs. We earn it daily through our actions and our interactions. When you comfort a grieving parent or widow, you earn your badge. When you squeak a smile out of a frightened and traumatized child, you earn your badge. When you stand silent vigil over the infant body of a SIDS victim, you earn your badge. When you pull a citizen from a burning house, you earn your badge. When you follow a difficult, complex investigation from report to completion to court months or years later, the entire time staying rigidly within constitutional boundaries and ethical investigative standards, and your professional documentation puts a predator in prison, you earn your badge. When you show up day after day in the heat and the cold and the rain and the snow again and again and faithfully fulfill your oath, you earn your badge. When you find yourself on the losing side of a fight and refuse to concede, instead you keep your head and always look for a way to prevail, you earn your badge. When you hear traffic screaming that an officer needs assistance and it prompts you to step on the accelerator and not the brake, you earn your badge. When at the end of a brutal day you go home to meet your responsibilities as a spouse or a parent, you earn your badge. When you are intentional about building strength, endurance, and skill, when you understand it's better to sweat than bleed, you earn your badge. When you have the courage to back a brother or sister down from a dangerous professional or personal decision because you care about their success and your oath, you earn your badge. When you refuse to ask a subordinate to do anything you do not have the courage to do yourself, you earn your badge. When you watch someone who just tried to kill you or your squad mates transition from suspect to patient due to their own felonious actions, and you do not hesitate to attempt to provide life-saving care, you earn your badge. When you're honest with yourself and get needed help, you earn your badge. When you know what you don't know, understand what it means to be a volunteer, and remain a student of the craft always, you earn your badge. When the radio erupts with that hot call and every instinct of survival and self-preservation in your being is screaming no, but you saddle up and you go anyway, you earn your badge. When the idea of waiting outside the door to a massacre in a 6th grade classroom makes you sick, but you've already worked through the hard thoughts and made the hard decisions in advance, when you find yourself on deck, you're going, regardless of your orders, you'll earn your badge. Just in case you were wondering, you'll never receive orders not to go. Not here. You earn your badge when you recognize that rule number 1 is not and has never been to go home safely. No, that's rule number 2. Rather, it's to do everything reasonably possible within the confines of your ability to ensure those you have sworn an oath to protect go to their homes safely, even if everything reasonably possible requires that you die well. In that same vein, you earn your badge when you know you have sworn to give your service to your community, but not to give your life. That must be taken from you. And because you are trained and ready, the price of admission for any bad actor who would attempt to take it will be exceedingly high. We aspire to be these people and do all these things through which we earn the badge so that one day when we decide to hang it up, we can look ourselves in the mirror and see not just all of the things that have been irrevocably changed by our job. Our appearance, our health, our senses of humor, or even our entire personalities, but also the things that we never allowed to change. Our integrity, our honor, our character, and our commitment to the Constitution and the oath we all swore. Your badge is my badge. It's our badge. Keep it well and always endeavor to earn it. Thank you.
It's hard to follow that, isn't it? All right. Well, now we are going to introduce the officers that are being honored. We're going to start with Britt Russell, B.J. Russell. B.J. grew up in Taney County, the son of a sheriff who happens to be standing right next to him. He graduated from C of O and became a P&P officer and came to Branson PD in 2015. He has held many different responsibilities to include SWAT operator, department instructor, FTO, which is field training, which helps train a bunch of these people that are going to put on a badge today. And most recently, and the reason he's up here is he has been ascended to detective. So we have in the program, it's a promotion. Unfortunately, the pay doesn't reflect that. It is my goal in the future to have the pay reflect that, but it is certainly some responsibility that he's prepared well for, and we're excited to have him. And his father, the retired sheriff of Taney County, Sheriff Russell, will be doing the penning. All right. And is your wife here?
Yes.
All right. Oh. I will let you give that to her when she comes on down. You are also getting, you have homework, each of you whose spouse is a police officer, and we are working on getting these books to the rest of our officers that we already have, Emotional Survival for Law Enforcement. This is the gold standard. As the lieutenant mentioned, there is no way that you won't change. Your sense of humor, everything about you mentally is going to change a bit, and it's very important that you and your spouse understand that so that you can have a very successful, healthy marriage. So your homework is to read this together, okay? Justin Brown. Justin grew up in Ozark. He has 8 previous years of experience with us. He comes to us as what we refer to as a lateral officer because he has been a police officer somewhere else. So he did Christian County and Ozark, where he was most recently a corporal, correct? And we were lucky enough to steal him away from Ozark, and he is joining us today with wife Haley, and her 3 kids, I believe, are outside there. But I'm going to give these to you. I apologize in advance. We are going to steal him away at times. And same thing for each of you. Homework is to read that together, okay? Austin Williams, did he make it? I know he was having trouble getting here. All right. So Austin Williams, he's another lateral that we picked up from Christian County, and he has 4.5 years as a deputy in Christian County. He grew up in Billings, Missouri, served in the Marine Corps, and we're Mayor, you're going to be very happy. We have several Marines here today. So he joined us as well, and he would normally be up here, but he just couldn't make it today. So we have 10 officers that we're recognizing here today as new hires, and then BJ moving to detective. Wesley Anderson. Wesley grew up in Springfield. He also served in the Marine Corps. In fact, he was deployed 3 times, if I understand right, to the sandbox. Yep. And he has his wife, Erin, and daughter. Is your wife here today? Okay. All right. All right. Same thing. I'm going to give him the flower and the book for you guys. Read them together. All right. And thank you for sharing him with us. Yeah, that's it. It's like, oh, he doesn't have a flower. Nicholas Brown. He grew up in Lebanon, Missouri, and served just over 7 years in the Marine Corps. So you guys all know, we sent 4 to the academy. We graduated 8. All right, so it was like college football. We kind of like stole them away from their commitments at other places. The guys we sent, guys and girls we sent, were awesome at recruiting for us, and we ended up making out. And in fact, if you guys didn't see our post, there was 17 people that graduated in your academy class, and these guys and girls that you're meeting today swept the awards. It was Branson for everything. There was not another agency. So everything, academics, physical fitness, firearms, you name it, they swept it. So we got a really good crop. And Nicholas, who's going to be pinning you today? Officer Raines, I'm not going to give you a flower, if that's okay. All right. Do you have a significant other that is? Okay, we'll get you the book and you can take the flower home. All right? All right. Corey Franklin. Corey grew up in Forsyth. He also served in the Marine Corps, and he was awarded the Purple Heart. And he originally received his degree in conservation, I believe. And he decided that might not be the best type of law enforcement for him. He wanted to come here to Branson and be a street cop to start with, and then help make things better. And he has got his wife, Angelina, and 2 kids, 1 on the way. All right. And is she here? All right. There. All right. Carrie Kassenbaum. Carrie comes to us from, how do I pronounce this, Bonne, Bonne, Missouri. Don't ask me where that's at. I'm a transplant myself. He's our brainiac, right? He is the biology professor that decided he wanted a little different career, and he decided to come to the academy and was recruited by our officers there. And you have pinning you today, JC will be? Okay. Where's JC? There, all right. Welcome. Dave Lingshite. Dave might look like he's a little old to be beginning a career. And that's because he's not beginning a career. He's just extending his career a little bit, much to our happiness. Dave actually grew up in California. He attended the C of O, and then he went back to California to serve 30 years at the LA County Sheriff's Office. And he left LA County as a detective, specifically financial crimes and cyber crimes, I believe. And so they decided to get the heck out of California, moved here. He loves fishing, all that good stuff. And then he decided that he'd like to help out. So he came to us and started volunteering and started doing financial crimes for us because we were very shorthanded in detectives. one of the cases he solved actually ended up on the desk for President Trump when he was in office because it was such a well-done case. And we teamed with Secret Service, and they were so proud of him that they forwarded it on up, and it made it all the way to the briefing for President Trump. So we thought, we should see if we could put him on the payroll. And so he graciously agreed, and he is a part-time detective for us now. So enjoying a little bit of retirement, but also helping us with financial crimes. So. And the most important part, he's married to Monica. Monica, where are you? Not here, okay. And they have 5 kids and 4 grandchildren, correct? So keeping them busy. So I will also give you this to take with you. It might be, if you never read this, it might be I think you guys have persevered, but it still never hurts. Emily Norris. Emily graduated from Branson High School. She served as an MP, which is military police in the U.S. Army. She worked for Taney County in the jail, probably under your father, yeah. And then she joined us in 2019 as a police service assistant. She got the bug, and she decided after talking to a few of the officers that she should probably go to the academy and do it full time, and here she is. So she also kicked butt in the academy and won the most improved, I believed, physical fitness. So that was a pretty cool honor. And she has 2 boys, correct? And your husband, Brandon, is he here? All right, there he is. We got so many people here. Brandon, you're not getting a flower. But you'll get a gift card. And same thing, you got to do the homework too, all right? Alexander Rose. He comes to us from the Great Lakes area, so I think he might speak a little bit of your language. He served in the Navy, and he and his wife, Taya, relocated to the Branson area, and you have your in-laws attending here as well, right? Mother-in-law? Okay, where's everybody? All right. Thank you for being here and sharing him with us. We're excited to have you guys here too. Bill Tyler. Bill also grew up in the Ozarks. He's from Arkansas, I believe, right? And, Texas and then Arkansas, okay. He was very happy about the cowboy hats, just so you know. He did most of his career in the auto industry and loves coaching the youth. He decided to become a Branson police officer. He started with us way early before the academy, and so he helped do everything for us, so we got to know him real well. He's one of the best chefs and cooks we've ever met. So that's some of the reasons that BJ had to go on a diet. And he decided to become an officer because he wanted to help the kids, and we are excited to have him. He's married to Sherry for 30 years and 2 sons, and he really highlights his great daughter-in-law. That's awesome. And 1 grandchild, right? Cool. And where is everybody? All right. I can reach you. Logan Wilson. Logan also grew up in the Ozark area. He worked for his father and enjoys the outdoors. We're going to have to get together and do some riding. He's a dirt bike rider and also loves skiing in Colorado. So he's excited to become an officer with BPD. And I don't have anybody. Do you have anybody here with you? Mom and Dad. All right. There. And Mom? Sorry for stealing him from some family dinners. All right, and we do have one more officer. We're going to do the swearing in first for these guys and the badge pinning, and then we're going to do that other officer last, and you'll understand why. He's kind of a special case. So if you have been invited to pin the officers, come on up here. And let me see here. Oh, did I already give it? That's right. I meant to give it to you. Here's yours. There's a bunch of badges, so you're just going to get whatever you get. You guys will figure it out later. If you guys want to go ahead and pin them. This is new for us, having this many. We'll get a photo. Okay, I'm being told we need to scrunch this way to get you all in the picture here for the live feed. For those of you that don't know, we are doing a live feed here for the people that couldn't join us. So at this point, I'd like to invite our city clerk, Hillary Bryant, up, and she is going to swear everybody in at once, so we don't have to do 12 at a time there. Oh, you got a mic?
Yep, I got it. I don't know where to stand. There's so many of you. I'm sorry for my back to the audience, but here we go. You guys ready? Gonna raise our right hand. Do you solemnly swear that you possess all the qualifications prescribed for this position by law, that you will support the Constitution of the United States and of the state of Missouri, the provisions of all laws of this state affecting cities of this class, and the ordinances of the city of Branson, Missouri, and that you will faithfully demean yourself while in this position? I do. All right. There you go.
Thank you, everybody. I'm so proud to have you guys here and girl. This has been a long time coming. Those of you that have heard us talk, man, we're going to start taking it to the streets, and we're going to be proactive, and we're going to make it much harder to be a bad guy in town here. So these are part of that, as well as everybody else you see here and that has put in their blood, sweat, tears, and effort to help us. Don't go anywhere, because we are going to take a picture with not only you, but the civilians and our last honoree all together at once, okay? So if you guys can hang out. Brendan, you want to bring in your partner? Okay, so if you guys can hang out on or clear the walkway there, and then you guys will just kind of leave here and let him sit in the front there. In the meantime, I want to recognize one other important person here holding a couple kids on her lap. No, they're not mine. It is my wife, Marla, Mrs. Chief, and she's been with me for 29 years. And if you guys are having anybody start and have questions about what it's like to be married to a cop, feel free to reach out. She'll let you know how she made it. I need you to read this book. Yeah. We have. That's how we're here 29 years. So, all right, so our last honoree is K9 Rico. K9 Rico was born in November of 21. He comes to us by way of the Von Kleinstein's Police Working Dog Kennels in Arkansas. He is a Belgian Malinois from the Czech Republic. So he comes to us from across the pond. He is a dual-purpose dog, which means he handles patrol work to include handler protection and all that good stuff, tracking, you name it, article search. And he also is a drug dog as well. And he's one of his very first busts turned into a very large seizure for us, and we're very proud of him and his human that is on the other end, his handler, Brendan Gamble, who was certified last year as a trainer so that he was able to go select Rico as what we call a green dog with no training, and got him all trained up to where he needed to be, and Gamble pulled it off. So he surprised us all. So Brendan, for obvious reasons, is going to do the pinning. And no, Rico does not get a flower. Hey, buddy. Yes. Yes, he's famous. Okay. So now with that, if I could get the civilian employees to come on down, and we will try to grab a picture with everybody. And then we have refreshments downstairs in the lobby, so feel free to mingle and congratulate everybody. Oh, yep, and we never have a political or a gathering without a speech, so we're going to ask the mayor to say a few words, and thank you for being here, and again, thank you for all you've done to enable us to bring these people here.
Thank you, Chief. Obviously, myself and the Board of Aldermen are very, very proud of you guys. I hope you've heard how supportive your city is in your departments. But I'd like just to take a minute to acknowledge Chief Schmidt. What Chief Schmidt has done in a relatively short period of time really shows his character and his leadership. And with the support of Kathy, our city administrator, between the two of them, these are the results from that. So I just wanted to ask you to show your appreciation for our chief and our city administrator. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. And we're going to take one more picture now that we got Brooke in the photograph here. I thank you for the kind words, Mayor. But those of you that know our operation know that basically all I did was get the heck out of the way and let my people do their job. And they did a phenomenal job at this. This was not me. I couldn't have done it without them. As you heard, we sent 4 to the academy. They multiplied to 8. That was them selling the joint. The laterals, that is our officers out there selling us. There was a lot of work to get them here. There's a lot of work to get them trained. The reputation is speaking for itself, and it's because of the work that they do on a daily basis. So thank you to everybody in this agency. I sincerely cannot tell you how thankful I am to have y'all. You're the reason that we're celebrating and that we're taking off, and we're going to be making this a great place. So thank you. And I do want to thank, before we leave, all the family members, because you know we couldn't do this without you. You are just as much a part of our family. The new police station is even going to have a place where you can come on holidays and weekends and things and barbecue with your family when they're working and things. So we're going to take care of you as well. So thank you for being here. Go get some refreshments and let's celebrate.